Dear students, I, Dr. Anuradha More, Assistant Professor, Department of Pharmaceutics, Progressive Education Societies, Modern College of Pharmacy, Nigdi, Pune, welcome you all in today's lecture, Deformation of Solids. Deformation of solids. Students, we know that three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gases. In case of solids, there is existence of strong intermolecular forces of attraction, which gives them a definite size and shape. When we are applying the external forces, at that time, the internal forces are opposites to the applied forces. It is possible to change the shape and size or both of an object through the applied external forces, which is called deformation of solids. All objects are deformable. When applied forces are not too much great, at that time the internal molecular forces are sufficient to resist the applied force, and the object after removal of force again regain its original position. This type of behavior is called elastic behavior of that object. And in case if suppose applied force is greater, at that time the internal structure is get break and the object is undergoing permanent deformation. Depending upon the type of material, size and geometry of the object and also the force applied, various type of deformation may result. Here in this diagram, we are able to see the different type of forces: compression, tension, bending, torsion, shear, etc. Students, to understand deformation of solids, we have to learn or we have to understand some concept. First is the stress. When an external force acts on a body, it undergoes deformation. At the same time, the body resists deformation. The magnitude of the resisting force is numerically equal to the applied force. This internal resisting force per unit area is called stress. Here in this diagram also it is shown. The force is applied. How much force we are applying, with extent to that the change in the area is possible. Here we can represent the stress with equation force per unit area. Unit for that is Newton per meter square. Next term is strain. When a body is subjected to the external force, there is some change of dimension in the body. Numerically, the strain is equal to the ratio of change in the length to the original length of body. Here in this diagram, delta L is represent the change in length with application of force. In equation, we can represent strain is equal to change in length divided by original length. There is no unit for strain. Types of deformation. There are two types of deformation: permanent or temporary. First, we will see permanent deformation, which is also called plastic deformation. Permanent deformation, it is irreversible and the deformation stays even after removal of applied forces. If we see this diagram of stress versus strain. When we are applying the force, means the stress as we are increasing, there is change in the dimension, means the change into the strain is occur. Once we remove the stress, again the material or object tries to get its original position. But here it is observed that it is not going to take its original position. So the molecule or object is or the material is undergoing permanent deformation. Second type is the temporary deformation, which is also called elastic deformation. It is recoverable. It disappears after the removal of applied forces. Here we can see the diagram of stress versus strain, in which we observe as we are increasing stress, the dimension of the material is also getting changed with respect to stress linearly. And as we remove the stress, it again reach to its original position. Means there is no permanent deformation get occur. Example of the materials which undergo elastic deformations are rubber, spring, etc. Hooke's law. Linear elastic deformation is given by Hooke's law. Hooke's law states that when a material is loaded within its elastic limit, the stress is directly proportional to the strain. Here, stress is directly proportional to the strain. If we simplify this, stress is equal to capital E into strain. Here, capital E represents Young modulus, which is having the unit that is newtons per meter square. Young modulus, which is also known as modulus of elasticity. Young modulus is a measure of the ability of a material to withstand changes in length when under lengthwise tension or compression. Sometimes referred to as the modulus of elasticity. Young modulus is equal to the longitudinal stress divided by the strain. The ratio of stress and strain is constant within the elastic limit. This constant is known as Young modulus, which is represented with this capital E. Young modulus have the unit of stress because strain is unitless. Here we can see the stress-strain diagram. As initially the stress is increased, Hooke's law get obeyed in this elastic region. In elastic region, the stress-strain relationship for the wire is linear and elastic. Just before the plastic region is reached, we get the limit of proportionality. Beyond this, for a small section, we see non-linear behavior, but the stretching is still elastic. After the yield strength, the material enters the plastic deformation region, which means that the stretch of the wire is permanent. For example, if the wire is to point A on the graph and the stress is slowly decreased, The stress strain curve follows the dotted line instead of the original curve to the point B, and there is permanent extension when all stress is removed. At the fracture point, the wire reaches to its breaking point.